Hello there, good morning. I am in my backyard garden. I'm reading from the Bible. Today I'm reading from the book of Matthew, the Gospel according to Matthew, and I will read Matthew chapter 4. In Matthew chapter 4, it talks about the temptation of Jesus. And then it goes on to talk about Jesus begins his ministry in Galilee. And then it talks a little bit about Jesus calls the first disciples. And it finishes up talking about Jesus ministers to crowds of people. But before I get started, I want to talk a little bit about what you see in the video today. Today you see a view of one of our garden beds. This is the one that kind of borders our back patio, and you can see the spring color beginning to emerge. Off to the left, the plant that is purple, that is a new one that my husband put in last weekend, and I am not sure what that plant is. I'll have to ask him so that I don't tell you the wrong name. And then you see some of those delicate little bellflowers, some daffodils, and there's one plant that I'm wondering if I can enlarge it just a little bit. Do you see the kind of burgundy plant? I wonder if that one is called a marabelle. I can't remember exactly what it's called, but I'm amazed at this plant because it survived the freeze, and later in the season, when we get like closer to fall, it'll have these shoots come out of it that are tall and thin, and then it'll have little tiny flowers on it. So it's wonderful once we get into the fall and colder weather again. So I will try to back the video up again so you can see a view of the whole thing. And I'll get back to Bible reading. Okay, again, today we're reading from the book of Matthew, the Gospel according to Matthew, chapter 4, which talks about the temptation of Jesus. Jesus begins his ministry in Galilee. Jesus calls his first disciples, and I have to turn a page to see the end of it. And it finishes up with Jesus ministers to crowds of people. The reading begins. Then Jesus was led up by the Spirit into the wilderness to be tempted by the devil. He fasted 40 days and 40 nights, and afterwards he was famished. The tempter came and said to him, "If you are the Son of God, command these stones to become loaves of bread." But he answered, "It is written, one does not live by bread alone, but by every word that comes from the mouth of God." Then the devil took him to the holy city and placed him on the pinnacle of the temple, saying to him, "If you are the Son of God, throw yourself down, for it is written, he will command his angels concerning you, and on their hands they will bear you up, so that you will not dash your foot against a stone." Jesus said to him, "Again, it is written, do not put the Lord your God to the test." Again, the devil took him to a very high mountain and showed him all the kingdoms of the world and their splendor. And he said to him, "All these I will give you if you will fall down and worship me." Jesus said to him, "Away with you, Satan, for it is written, worship the Lord your God and serve only him." Then the devil left him, and suddenly angels came and waited on him. Now, when Jesus heard that John had been arrested, he withdrew to Galilee. He left Nazareth and made his home in Capernaum by the sea, in the territory of Zebulun and Naphtali, so that what had been spoken through the prophet Isaiah might be fulfilled. Land of Zebulun, land of Naphtali, on the road by the sea, across the Jordan, Galilee of the Gentiles. The people who sat in darkness have seen a great light, and for those who sat in the region and the shadow of death, light has dawned. From that time, Jesus began to proclaim, "Repent, for the kingdom of heavens has come near." As he walked by the Sea of Galilee, he saw two brothers, Simon, who is called Peter, and Andrew, his brother, casting a net into the sea, for they were fishermen. And he said to them, "Follow me, and I will make you fish for people." Immediately they left their nets and followed him. As he went from there, he saw two other brothers, James, son of Zebedee, and his brother John, in the boat with their father Zebedee, mending their nets. And he called to them. Immediately they left the boat and their father and followed him. Jesus went throughout Galilee, teaching in their synagogues and proclaiming the good news of the kingdom, and curing every disease and every sickness among the people. So his fame spread throughout all Syria, and they brought to him all the sick, those who were afflicted with various diseases and pains, demoniacs, epileptics, and paralytics, and he cured them. And great crowds followed him from Galilee and Decapolis, Jerusalem, Judea, and from beyond the Jordan. Here ends the reading of Matthew chapter 4, the Gospel according to Matthew.